You'll need water, yeast, sugar, powdered milk, salt, and your flour. You want to proof your yeast by using lukewarm water like a baby's bottle. It's lukewarm, not hot. And you want to make sure your yeast is good. So here, as you can see, I'm just adding some sugar in here with the yeast, and I'm pouring it in there, and I'm going to stir it up. And you want to allow it to sit and proof for about 5 minutes. After the 5 minutes, this is what your yeast should look like. If your yeast is good, it should resemble this and be foamy, meaning that it's good. Here, I just want to show you all how you can measure your flour without having a scale or getting all technical. You want to spoon it out and put it in your measuring cup, and then use a knife or something. A butter knife is what I'm using here, and just take the amount off the top. It's very simple, and that way you can get your measurements, perfect and close. So here I'm combining all the dry ingredients together and giving them a simple stir before adding them to the mixing bowl. So here you want to just pour all of the dry ingredients into your mixing bowl. And you want to start the mixer on low speed. And then you want to pour in the wet ingredients. And like I said, keep it on a low speed when you're starting off, because if you don't want flour to go everywhere. Okay, so here what you want to do is you want to just start off, like I said before, on low speed because you don't want flour everywhere. And then you're going to gradually increase the speed as you see it come together. Here, I'm going to allow you to see the different forms that it takes on, from just the dry ingredients being in a powdery form as the dough takes the form, because I want you to see what you should expect from your dough. So I'm just going to allow it to mix here. And I did this for approximately 5 minutes. And you want to just take your time. You don't want to go, and have it go too fast. Now, as you can see here, it comes to a what I call a really rough draft, or a rough dough right here. So you want to turn your mixer back on and allow it to continue to knead within the mixer. Now, here you want to go on and you want to add your butter, and add it all in here. And then turn the mixer back on, and you're going to let it go through that process. Now, I allowed it to mix because you want to make sure that butter is well combined in here and that it really soaks up in the dough. So you want to, I let mine go for about another 5 minutes. And so I want you all to see how the dough basically transforms. Okay, so here I'm just going to grease my bowl and look at this dough. This is a beautiful dough. The texture has transformed into a soft dough, as you can see. And so what I'm doing now is just kneading it in my hand and making it into a nice ball of dough, as you can see. And now I've covered it with oil, top and bottom. And you want to just place it in your bowl and place saran wrap. You can place saran wrap over it, which is what I'm going to do here. Or you can just place a towel over it, and you want to set it in a warm place in your kitchen. Some people put it in the oven. I'm going to put it in my microwave for about 45 minutes to an hour to allow it to do its first proof. Here, after proofing, here it is. It's ready. So here I've just basically divided the dough very quickly. And to be quite honest with you, I should have used the double batch or made the double batch here. Even though the bread loaves did expand, going forward, I should have, because this was my first time using these wide pans. But anyway, this is how you want to make sure you press out, any air in the dough, because you don't want to have large pockets of air in the dough when it bakes. You want a smooth loaf of bread. So here, as you see, I'm rolling and pressing, and that will also help to push out any air bubbles in the dough as well. So basically, I'm going to form both of these for the medium pan and for the large pan. And I'm going to, once I complete this, I'm going to allow them to proof for the second time by putting them back. Now this time I'm not putting them in the microwave. I'm going to preheat my oven just to warm, just barely warm, just to give it a little warm, and then set them back in there. Now another thing that I did also, I put a pot of boiling water in the oven the second go round to help the dough proof quickly. That way it remains warm in there, and that will help the dough to rise very quickly. So I allowed it to sit in my oven for approximately 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes, I say. And it proofed very well. The dough had risen substantially. And then I went on and preheated my oven to 350, and I allowed the dough or the bread loaves to bake for about 30 minutes, 35 minutes. Now each oven is different, so you know what your oven, if you want to keep an eye on it. If your oven cooks fast, mine doesn't cook as fast, and I kind of know it. But there are different temperatures for ovens, so you know approximately what yours is going to do. And if you're not quite sure, I would say starting off, just keep an eye on it. Maybe set your timer for 15 minutes so you can check on it, 20 minutes. And as you can see, they came out pretty well. Now, you see some imperfections on top because when I was proofing it in my oven, I let the oven get too hot and the saran wrap melted, so I had to pull that off. So that's why you see the imperfections. But as far as the bread itself, it turned out pretty well. And it's very delicious. And it came out golden brown, and it's just beautiful. and my children and grandchildren really loved it. So I enjoyed making this, and it was just a real treat. Okay, so the bread loaves turned out to be wonderfully soft and beautiful. I used King Arthur bread flour. That's King Arthur bread flour, which has more protein. Now, going forward, when I make this bread again, I'm going to use what we call a tangzone to make the bread more flexible, soft, and stretchy. I like that. But like I said, this is a beautiful dough. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will list all of the ingredients in the description below. Once again, thank you all so much for watching my videos. I appreciate each and every one of you. And remember, Jesus is Lord and he does save.